Mi11i. It has all the qualities to be side by side with the best 2021 flagships at a slightly lower price. Is it a good choice? And which one from the Mi 11 series should we choose among the so many variations this year? Let's inspect. Hey, welcome back. Really nice to see you. My name is Michael, and are you ready for yet another Mi 11 family member? Because yes, look at it, it's the new Mi11i. It's a glass back, obviously, fingerprint capturer. And by the way, this smartphone in India, with the difference that it has no NFC over there, but exactly the same body specs and features, has been released with the name 11x Pro. And honestly, I think Xiaomi's naming convention on their Mi 11 portfolio could be a bit tougher to understand, especially if you like to watch videos here on YouTube, but throughout the video consider that whatever I say about the Mi 11i is exactly the same as for the Mi 11x Pro. Above all, it's a very good budget-oriented flagship which comes with certain drawbacks compared to the original Mi 11 or the Pro or the Ultra, but in most cases it can be very close to what they offer. In this video, besides reviewing the phone in depth, because I had the chance to use it as a daily driver for some days, I'm going to talk about the 5 main reasons why to choose it over any of the other Mi 11 members. The most obvious reason why you would choose this over this, for instance, and this is by the way the regular Mi 11, that is of course the price. Because Mi 11i costs nearly half of the price of what we pay for Mi 11 Ultra or probably Galaxy S21 Ultra. It's costing a lot less than Mi 11 Pro and around $150 less than this, the regular Mi 11. So I think it has a very competitive price. And while I just criticized Xiaomi for their naming convention, it's a fact that they're currently one of the very few makers, smartphone makers, that give us the choice to find the best smartphone that suits our own needs. So the 11i is offering the flagship grade performance at a price which is somewhere between the regular and the light editions of the Mi 11 series. In Europe, according to Amazon, it's launching at €649. In India, branded as Mi 11x Pro, price starts at close to 40,000 rupees, which has the equivalent of around $550. That's good 10,000 rupees less than OnePlus 9, which many consider to be one of the best priced flagships this year. Now, going for the second major advantage here, and it's about the performance. It's the best kind of performance you could wish from a 2021 Android smartphone, because look at the specs. The best system on a chip at the moment, that's the Snapdragon 888 with its mighty Creo processor cores going as fast as 2.84 GHz, 8 GB of RAM with 128 or 256 GB of storage according to the UFS 3.1 specs, 6.67-inch 120Hz AMOLED screen, 108 megapixel main camera leading the triple camera setup, 4520 mAh battery with fast charging technology. Obviously, there's everything in place to offer the promised premium experience. For gaming, it's superb. The processor can handle any game, no matter how intensive it is. Doesn't have the same fancy cooling inside as the Mi 11 Ultra, but even under heavy stress, the phone seems to keep its cool, and performance degradations due to throttling are hard to achieve. In fact, performance-wise, it feels exactly the same way as Mi 11 Pro or even the Mi 11 Ultra, because everything responsible about smooth experience is in place. Now, if you do wonder where Xiaomi managed to save some dollars from, well, simple cooling technology as mentioned. There's fast charging, but just 33 watts however. In that case, instead of getting a full charge of the battery for around 30 minutes as some of the competitors offer, you're going to need to wait 52 minutes, which I don't see as a deal breaker. Galaxy S21 Ultra, for instance, arrives without a charger in the box, but even if you find a fast one, it's gonna need more than an hour for a full cycle. There's no wireless charging, there's no config option with more than 8 GB of RAM, apparently a wise choice because if you would like to invest in more RAM, you may want to jump and buy the Mi 11 Pro or the Mi 11 Ultra. Top quality number 3. And what do you think it is? Yeah, it's actually the camera. It's a triple camera setup which is led by the 108 megapixel Samsung HM2 image sensor, which is with the size of 1 by 1.56 inches, with advanced pixel binning technology and brilliant performance. And if you wonder how the heck I know so much about this image sensor, it's because it was featuring in one of my favorite phones of the year, the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max or whatever it's called. for some regions, and it has shown some stellar performance. The image sensor may be a bit smaller than expected, but yet up to par with most flagships this year and very close in terms of performance to the sensors inside Mi 11 and Galaxy S21 Ultra. While the size may give you minor disadvantages, it can actually pay back with better performance thanks to the AI processing by Qualcomm. Since we have a flagship-grade processor handling a smaller image sensor, it's gonna be much quicker at processing and sometimes providing even better quality. The image sensor readouts are quite an intensive task to do, and it's very obvious that the processors and the AI engines will clearly prefer smaller sensors in that sense. Let's take a look at some more samples. The last time I dared to criticize Galaxy S21 Ultra's camera, I got all the fury of Samsung's fanboys, so this time I'm going to add the regular Mi 11 to the showcase too. This is low light, side by side. Take a look at the photos and make up your mind. Which of these two images do you prefer? Do you notice more details, better colors or sharpness with any of them? Here are some of the daylight samples. I will occasionally zoom in so that you can get an idea about the photo comparison, the details provided, and so on. Keep in mind that if you shoot in RAW, then the S21 Ultra is the much better solution, since it offers 12-bit RAW files, which contain a much greater amount of colors and post-processing options. For simple photography based on auto settings, it's hard to notice any difference between photo taken with the Mi 11i and close to a twice more expensive device. There's also a wide-angle camera, not too bad, 190 degrees field of view, good in daytime, kind of okay with low-light photography. The third camera is the so-called telemacro. Believe it or not, this phone captures a lot better macro shots than the Mi 11 Ultra, at least in my opinion. The other awesome strength of the camera setup is the video performance. Since the sensor is smaller, video performance will be awesome, but the video shooting experience may reveal some of the weaknesses implied by the reduced budget. There's no OIS, optical image stabilization. Not a deal breaker when you film in 1080p and 4K because the gyro-based electronic image stabilization is good enough, but for 8K, which with this sensor works pretty well, you're gonna need a gimbal, otherwise footage will look too shaky. Other than that, most of the camera features present with the more expensive Mi phones are present here as well, including my favorite Video Pro mode. Two more awesome components left. I think I'll go for the display first. It's just a bit smaller than Mi 11 and Mi 11 Ultra, very bright, vivid, apparently gets A+ rating by DisplayMate. Peak brightness is 1300 nits, and that's a lot. HDR10 Plus certified, 120Hz refresh rate. As stated, the phone is brilliant for gaming, not only because of the performance of the CPU, but also because of the display. Minor drawbacks here: the resolution, the maximum is 2400 by 1080p, and the glass is just Corning Gorilla Glass 5. We have Gorilla Glass Victus with the Pro, Ultra and the normal Mi 11. According to Corning, the company producing Gorilla Glass, with 5 it can withstand a drop from 1.2 meters, while with Victus falling down from 2 meters. No matter what, I strongly recommend using a protective case. You have such included for free inside the box, by the way. The display lets you enjoy all the awesome features of the operating system, always-on modes, a fingerprint sensor, a lot of customizations. This is Xiaomi's flavor of Android called MIUI, with all the good and not so good sides. One thing for sure, there are frequent updates and security patches. Xiaomi are quite good at providing updates for at least 2 years after releasing most of their products. The last entry from my top 5 list, well, is it now a bit more obvious? It's super slim, only 7.8 millimeters. The only slimmer than that Mi 11 is the Mi 11 Lite, but that's one of the slimmest smartphones running Snapdragon 888. There are some really nice catches about the design which are worth mentioning, like the speaker positioning on the top. If you closely look at the cuts, you will notice that the IR blaster is one of those. Pretty good idea. Design-wise, and I guess based on the feeling in the hand, I think it's the nicest to handle from most Mi 11 models. Could be a very subjective opinion because I generally prefer lighter phones. So these are my top 5 picks about features for the Mi 11i. Or Mi 11x Pro, as we know it's launched in India with the only difference that it doesn't have NFC, and I think it's hell of a great phone, offering fantastic performance up to par with the top flagships, even better than some flagships that don't utilize the Snapdragon 888, has stellar camera performance, not so great battery life, but really amazing design because it's super slim. And what do you think? with all the corners cut, can we dare to call it a flagship killer, or it's just a good-looking smartphone with flagship-grade performance and some corners cut? You let me know what you think, because there is plenty to discuss, especially now having the Redmi Note 10 Pro, which is a bit less powerful but still pretty good, or the Poco F3, which offers also quite phenomenal ratio in terms of performance price. And anything you have to mention about this topic, you can share it in the comment section below the video. Of course, links to all the tech and gear that I've shown throughout this episode is going to be linked in the description. It's been really pleasure to see you over here, and I hope this video was useful. If that's the case, give us a like, subscribe to the channel for more cool tech inspections. I'm Michael, and would love to see you in the next episode. Bye!